The brand by Kilian, when I was early in my niche journey, I remember I was amazed by the packaging. Anybody that gets excited about this journey will get excited about certain things. And this was a brand that I wanted to delve into. I tested out several of their fragrances way back when, and I only purchased Back to Black, which is kind of poor for a niche brand. I usually buy several bottles from a brand if they're decent. Back to Black was the only one I felt was the star. And this is a brand kind of like Le Labo, Bond Number 9, which I kind of fell in and out of love with the brand. I will go several years without purchasing or sniffing anything from the brand. And By Kilian's one of those. I have half a dozen, and it's been a few years since I purchased a new one. Always, a sucker for limited edition, fancy bottles like this one right here of their Oud line. But today we're talking about, of course, Black Phantom. This is, let's say, we're not going to call it a comeback, but it is to my channel. I haven't spoke about By Kilian in a long, long time. I blind bought Black Phantom, and I was actually quite impressed with Black Phantom that I blind bought Sacred Wood. So you're going to see some more By Kilians on my channel. This might be their comeback on the Robezoid channel. But first, let's talk about this one. Pop the Cherry coming up next. Fragrance family, welcome to another episode of Pop the Cherry. This series is where I pop the cork on a fragrance that I've gotten recently. I got this a few months back, but I want to give you guys some information on it. Some early information. Sprinkle a little bit of Robezoid dust in the YouTube community about this release right here, because God knows it takes me a long time to get a fragrance review out. So I've worn this fragrance right here as my scent of the day today, and I'm going to inform you how good, bad, and the ugly it went. We all know me. I don't hold any punches. Now, first and foremost, before I get into the meat and potatoes, I love to thank my partner in crime, FragranceX.com. Great website. We got lots of By Kilians on there at a discounted rate, by the way. Coupon code is my YouTube handle, Robezoid. You put that in their website at their coupon code section, you get 15% off. And you can use it on Black Phantom if you wish to do so, or anything you put in your little cart. Great, great website. Now, please take the time also to subscribe to yours truly. Hit that bell, ding. Love hearing that, so you can keep tabs on the beard. I'm also all over social media. You can follow me on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it, I'm on it. Talking about social media, I do have a Facebook page just for yours truly, but I also have a Facebook group called Fragrance Guru Nation. That group is where me and 17,300 other members, yeah, that's right, are waiting for you to come join us and talk about fragrances, our YouTube community, new releases, people buy, sell, swap, all that good stuff. Join us today. Now that we're in the meat and potato section of the video, let's introduce this one. Not that you don't know how to read the title, but as the title suggests, I am trying out Black Phantom from the house of By Kilian. Now, me and By Kilian love and hate. Lots of hate. I've dubbed it really overpriced stuff. You're paying for the bottle, the presentation, all that stuff, and the juice inside does not fit the bill in regards to the price tag that you're paying. Now, I've said that before. I own several of the fragrances. Yep. And all these bottles, I could have went cheaper. They have some refill stuff that you could buy also. But those bottles are pretty nice, to be quite honest. So By Kilian, I decided to give them this is probably their third try with me. I go through phases. So first and foremost, let's look under the hood. Let's take a look at some stats on this one. So release date was 2017. The nose behind this is a Sidonie La César. Now, Sidonie made single malt, apple brandy, which I own, love, Straight to Heaven, which I own, love, Vodka on the Rocks, among others. So definitely a veteran in the game with the house of By Kilian. Love the resume, to be quite honest, with By Kilian. Actually made some of the better juices for them. Now, how did I get my hands on Black Phantom? You guys already know, FragranceX.com. Merci beaucoup. Major notes to this nose. This nose picked up a couple major notes. Let's take a look at them. Rum, coffee, those are big things. A lot of people, I think, dub this more of a coffee-based or maybe a rum-based scent. For me, there's a little bit of everything, but the one thing that really gravitated to my nose, which I haven't really seen a lot in reviews, is the heliotrope. Heliotrope, hell of a lot of heliotrope in this one. So I can't wait to talk about it. I can't wait to put this in the vault and start testing it for a full-fledged review, because I got a lot to say in this video. So let's remind me, I'm wearing this now. I'm living in it. There's a little bit of that powderiness from the heliotrope. I'm going to get to that, but let's remind me of the introduction. One on the back of the hand and one for the community. Why not? Love you guys. So let's remind me of this introduction. Now, Black Phantom, hits me with darkness. It's dark. It's a gourmand. It's sweet. It's got a little bit of that heliotrope's coming through. I can smell already. A little bit of that powderiness to the heliotrope. Marzipan kind of vanilla kind of feel to the fragrance. It has a little bit of a caramel stickiness. But let's get into this opening. I'm really delving into this. The opening is sweet. It's dark. It actually has many facets. It's actually very well built in the opening. I get a caramel sticky sweetness. It reminds me of the color brown. It's very sweet. It's sticky. Kind of think of an ambery touch, but very much more caramel-like. Very thick. Now, this might be the rum giving it a brown imagery for me. Honestly, I could see that, like a spiced rum, something that's a little darker. It has a mildly soft sandalwood that backs the opening. Very well done, actually, the sandalwood in this fragrance. Well done. The coffee here. Let's talk about the coffee. Well, the sandalwood is a big part, by the way. It backs this opening and it will continue more into the dry down. So you're not going to lose that sandalwood. Now, the coffee itself at times reminds me of a robust black coffee, but I feel probably because of the creaminess of this scent and the sweetness that it's a latte of sorts. I really didn't feel like it was playing games. A little bit. It kind of reminds me of a fragrance that I recently tested by Montal, Ristretto Intense Cafe, that went robust and then kind of went more into the latte section of things, a little more sweetened. This is kind of in that manner. Obviously that Montal has a lot more rose than this thing. This thing actually utilizes another floral, actually heliotrope. So there's an aspect in Black Phantom that's praline-like. That nutty aspect really hits home for me. It really is one of the major factors in this introduction. It is from the heliotrope in here that gives it a marzipan, vanilla, a little powdery take to the fragrance. Very well done, a very well constructed note that goes well with the rest of the fragrance. There's a slight smoky aspect here too, which really appeals to me. I love smoky scents. I wouldn't say it's a huge factor, but it is a factor in this introduction. There's much more complexity in this opening of this scent than the actual dry down, and I'll get to that. Now into the dry down of Black Phantom. One thing I did want to note is today, and I don't have this in my notes that I wrote for Black Phantom while wearing it. I always write notes before I shoot a video, but it smells kind of chapsticky to me. It has a chapstick, and I know that's the heliotrope coming in, the marzipan type feel, the vanilla, but it feels waxy. It has a waxy quality in there. So very interesting. Just caught this just now, and that's why I take my time with fragrance reviews. As you can tell, I'm getting another aspect of the scent. Now, more into the dry down. The dry down itself brings down some of the sweet aspects of this scent. There's a certain booziness. There's some green aspects here, and that creamy sandalwood with that touch of nuttiness all come together, where I felt some of the magic here continues to push into this dry down. It turns more into a soft, gourmandy fragrance. It's very warm. It kind of starting to remind me of a lot of these by Kilians that were getting into more of a dark facet, but not too dark. That's how I felt like this fragrance was, a soft, gourmandy warmth. Like there's some gourmands out there that are big, bold, and sweet, like a New Harlem. Perfect example of big, bold, and sweet. This is not this. This is actually, I don't want to say cleaned up a bit, but that's how it feels. It feels a little cleaned up, a little more mature gourmand maybe. Think of a caramel latte with a touch of rum on top, heavy on the vanilla, heavy on the caramel, Not too thick, not too sweet, well balanced, well blended actually. So you got to give it to the nose. Very well done. Definitely Sidoni is definitely killing the game here. Black Phantom's actually well blended and balanced. I really like the way it was done. Yeah, is it what I think the name depicts? Black Phantom? No. Again, this is just me, and I'm big in this fragrance game that, you know, you got the skull on the coffin, you got Black Phantom. I'm thinking big, bold, and dark, not gourmandy, cleaned up gourmandy scent. That's just me. It's a little knock on the fragrance, but it won't hurt the overall score. Now let's get into the Revolver, where I talk about seasons, day or night versatility, and performance. Let's take a look at seasons. Well, this is a fragrance in a nutshell. Perfect for fall. 100% fall. Fall, fall. Say it again. Fall. Winter too. Gourmand fragrances work well in the cool. Spring night, why not? Let's throw it in there. Day or night, Black Phantom, I feel like is more, you can wear it casually during the cool weather, day or night. But mostly, again, what the name depicts, Black Phantom, more of a nighttime scent. Versatility, I would have to say it's average. It doesn't limit you as much as a lot of gourmand-based fragrances that are big, bold, and scary. This one is more really mellowed, and it brings up his versatility. Would I wear this with a suit? You can, depending on your personality. I wouldn't. I got more fragrances that are a little more serious and upscale than this kind of stuff. But you could do that. Projection, longevity. Let's take a look at performance. Very important for a fragrance like this. Longevity was actually very good on my skin. It was one of the things that I wasn't too sure about. 7 to 9 hours, good as far as my wearings. Projection was fairly average. Performance, as an overall, is very solid. So my overall thoughts, my last thoughts on Black Phantom by Kilian. Well, it was good enough that I did want to delve more into the brand. I actually started doing a little more research, and I said, oh, look at what they've released. You know, they've released Intoxicated, a coffee-based scent I want to go check out. I think is more coffee-centric than this one. This one, not so much. It's more about everything coming together to give you an imagery of a scent. So I don't think it's just rum or boozy like some people say, or coffee based. I feel there's a lot going on in this fragrance. So my overall thoughts, first of all, the nose behind this. Great resume. Her signature is all over Black Phantom. You can tell immediately that, you know, the ones that I do own, Straight to Heaven, Apple Brandy, that construction goes into Black Phantom, which is a very good thing. I love this signature. Sidoni is good for By Kilian. I'm going to tell you right now, they should continue to utilize her for new releases, as this actually gives me a little bit of glimmer of hope for the brand. I'm so impressed with Sidoni's work for By Kilian. If I ever have a brand and I'm working on a few gourmands, I'd hire her. Now let's make that beaver tail gourmand that I wanted to do back in the day. Let's see if Sidoni can do that for me. Now to close up the video, you heard my take on Black Phantom. Now it's your turn. Tell me in the comments below, what do you think about this fragrance? Good, bad, and the ugly. Let us know. The more the merrier. I love reading your comments to see different takes on a particular scent. Now this thing goes in the vault, and you're not going to see me review it for a couple of years. However, before I say goodbye, now I'm going to leave you with a few takes from social media. I did ask everybody on my social media, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. I asked them what they thought about this, and they've responded. So I'm going to put those in the back end of this video. So definitely hang on tight. You want to see those comments. And I do want to thank everybody that did take the time to talk about this and with me on social media. So merci beaucoup. As always, a greater pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. And choose your By Kilian release wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube.